Welcome back, YouTube viewers. Today's video is going to be a little bit of a discussion about how you can get more creative in the wake park. The thing which we really love the most about wakeboarding is the fact that there is no rules. There is no right or wrong thing to do. Much like many other action sports, it really is very subjective, and yeah, you can ride the way that you want to, which is what makes it so great. When you're out there riding, sometimes it can be a little bit difficult of thinking up new things to try or coming up with ideas. So today I wanted to hop on air, give you a few little tips and tricks of how I like to get a bit more creative out there in the wake park and keep my riding fresh and exciting, and yeah, just so that I'm not feeling so stagnant in the wake park. So the first tip, which I will always emphasize upon when I'm riding or when I'm coaching anybody, it is to really make sure that you are using both your regular and your switch foot forward. Now, I know that it is pretty horrible at first when it comes to practicing switch riding, but it really can open up so many new doors and new tricks for you, just because once you've got that board control with your opposite foot forward, it means that you can really start to then dial into the more technical side of wake park riding. And not only that, but it's also going to increase your time that you can spend on the water, just because if you know how to ride switch, you're going to be able to recover a lot more things, and that way you're going to be able to just spend a lot more time out there on the water. So really just make sure to practice switch riding and think about all of the different board slides, lip slides, you know, switch front board, all of the switch 180s, and that way you're really then going to start dialing in those technical aspects of your riding. Just before we go any further, I wanted to say that myself and Liam are very nearly finished with our Road to Pro, and we are so excited about this one. The Road to Pro is an online course that we are going to be hosting on our website. It's basically going to be a complete guide to take you from very beginner right the way through to performing more advanced level tricks like air tricks and yeah, and transfers, rail to rails, everything. Yeah, it's going to be epic. The next tip that we're going to say is really try and think outside of the box. And this one has come from, I think, us growing up in such a competition environment. And myself and Liam, we've spent a large proportion of our lives competing and riding with other people, and also judging those competitions as well. So what you have to understand is, once you have been in that judge's chair and you start seeing all of these riders doing their runs, a lot of the time it is the same stuff. So one thing which I really like to try and do is look at the features and see how everybody's hitting them, and really just try and think about if there's different way that you can maybe use that feature. If you've got a transfer or a fun box, is there some kind of way in which you can use a different surface? And even mixing in some of those, yeah, the technical parts with the switch riding that we previously discussed, that is all just going to help you to really broaden your horizons and be able to get a bit more creative. So thinking outside the box is a really good one. What then leads on to that is also, you don't just have to use the features. There's lots of different things that you can do even on the water, practicing things like your Ollie 360s, surface spins, buttering. There's a lot that can be done. You don't just have to spend all the time trying new tricks on the features. And in fact, by doing these basic water skills, you're really going to then increase your board control, and you're going to find that your riding is going to improve so fast by just spending a bit of time learning some basics like Ollie 360s, backside 360s, the switch and regular power slides even. And yeah, that is also really going to just help the board control aspect of things. The next tip which I want to touch upon is push yourself out of your comfort zone. Now, really, when you're riding, make sure to go out of your way to do the things which may not feel nice or that you might not enjoy doing. I sometimes find in my riding there's periods of time in which I realise that actually I haven't learned that much new stuff in a while, and sometimes my riding starts to get a little bit stagnant, or I get a bit bored of doing the same tricks. And if you can really, when you're riding, think about doing the things that you don't necessarily want to do, and then by practicing those, you're going to start to get a lot more comfortable with those kinds of things. And I will frequently sometimes go out for sessions and really just pick one obstacle as I'm riding around, and the first thing that pops into my head when I think what would I least want to do on that, I will force myself to go and do it. And it really does help you to get such a buzz out of your wakeboarding. Yes, you might not land it, but overcoming that fear and pushing yourself to try something different is what I most love about wakeboarding, and I know that a lot of people get a really good buzz from doing that. So push yourself out of your comfort zone. That is really, really going to help you improving your skills in the wake park and learning new tricks as well. How would you say you like to be creative in the park?
Creative in the park.
What's some tip? How can you help these people get more creative out there?
I would say the first thing is, like, look at a rail and look at the way that you think that rail was designed to be hit originally, and then try and figure out any other way that you can hit it that is not the standard way that it was designed to be hit. Another thing you can do is look at what other riders are doing and pull some inspiration from them. And that's why we all love riding with other people. That's what motivates you to try new things, is riding with your friends, seeing what they're doing, and then maybe trying to one-up it or do it in a different way.
Or even, to be honest, even if you're riding with somebody who is not skill level as you, as in they are not quite as good as you, it can sometimes be really good to practice the things that they're doing, even if they are basics, you know. Really go out there and just make sure that you're dialing in more of those basic things, and yeah, practicing those regularly.
Another good thing as well is find almost a basic rail, something that's not super complicated. It can even be a flat bar or a small rooftop, an incline, and go out and just see how many different ways you can hit it. Try all different things on it. You can do bum slides, knee slides, you can safety off it, you can wally it, you can land into it. The Space Mob boys are an absolute prime example of how you can ride a simple rail and do 100 different hits on it. So challenge yourself, find something basic, and go out there and do as many different things as you can on that rail.
What else have we got? I actually think that we've touched on some good things there, YouTube viewers. Do you know what I've realised though? We need to actually come up with a bit of a name for the gang.
We do, we do. And do you have one?
No, I don't, but maybe we can self-appoint one.
I think they should let us know. Let us know in the comments what you think the gang should be called.
Here's an idea, right? Why don't we run a little competition and we figure out the best suggestion wins a little personalised Peacock Brothers package.
Oh yeah, that sounds good to me.
To be sent out.
That sounds good to me.
There we have it, guys.
Drop some comments of what you think our little subscriber gang should be called, right? And we're gonna send out a package to the winner. The one that we decide is the best.
But that's it, how to be creative in the park. Hopefully you can gain some kind of information from today's video, and yeah, we're very excited to see what you can get out there and do. Make sure that if you've enjoyed today's video, please subscribe, give us a thumbs up, and we'll check you guys in the next one.
Peace.